Welcome to the Clay County Museum. So what I have here today, I know it looks like just a box, but this is actually a very early Clay County ballot box. So we wanted to take advantage of this artifact to teach you a little bit about the history of ballot boxes today. Before the Revolutionary War, voting would not occur by ballot, but often it would occur by voice. People who were qualified to vote and when presented with the opportunity would gather and they would vote by voice. Now, as one would expect, this was not the most accurate. Votes could easily be manipulated, corrupted, and there was often a lot of drinking involved. So in order to try to turn to a more accurate representation of votes, people turned towards names of candidates being on pieces of paper, and you'd write your name if you were able to vote underneath that of the candidate you supported. It was a lot easier to count votes, but voting was a very public activity. People could see who was voting for whom. Now, in the 19th century's political parties, are becoming more solidified and changing. Ballots themselves became more common, so people would take the ballot with the names of the candidates they supported and put it in the ballot box. This is still very public though, because as you're taking a ballot, people around you who are also voting can see whom you're voting for. And people, especially with divisions in the Civil War era, did not want their neighbors knowing who they were voting for. So as a result, particularly after the Civil War, around the 1890s, we see the rise of what individuals called vest pocket voting. So they'd take their ballot and they would literally hide it in their vest pocket because they didn't want their neighbors to see who was on that ballot. So by really 1892, the act of voting itself became a much more private activity, and individuals valued their vote not as something they would project to the public, but as something that was very personal to them, which is much more aligned with how we consider voting to work today.